All right, so I'm going to make a standard breakfast, some bacon, hash, some poached eggs, and maybe some sausage if I can find some. But going to cook the bacon and the hash in the cast iron skillet. And I've seen a few videos where, some say start in a cold pan, others say heat up the pan first with some oil. And so I'm going to go with the cold pan. And I'm not going to add more oil because when I put my cast iron away, I put a little, left a little bit of oil in there. And what I've noticed is if I've got too much oil in there, I get a lot of kind of, smoke burning off. Plus it splatters everywhere and makes a hell of a mess. So I'm going to go with little oil, just what's already in there from storage. And let's see how that goes. For the poached eggs, gonna boil this water up or get it simmering actually. Got the slotted spoon and I got one of these little egg timers. Maybe I'll give this thing a try. Does it have poached in there? No, this is for like making a soft-boiled egg. So maybe I won't use that. All right, anyway. All right, so I got the bacon laid down in there and it says to, start it off at medium heat. So I got one of these induction stoves and I turn that burner on to setting 5, pretty much right in the middle. So we'll let that do something. And for the water, for the poached eggs, I just put that at an 8 for now. Put the lid on there because from what I understand, I don't want this water to get boiling. I want it to get simmering. So if I put this up at max power, it'd be boiling in like a minute, which is one of the nice things about these induction stoves. But I don't want that to happen. So yeah, we're going to do the bacon first, and then I'll let that kind of take that out and cool, and then I'll leave some of the bacon grease in there for the hash. All right, so it's been a couple of minutes here, and bacon has shrunk down. Plenty of grease and oil and stuff in there, so I definitely did not need to add oil. Much less splash all over the place of grease and oil, so I am liking this technique as far as a little bit cleaner. And so, tempted to add more bacon. I do have a couple more strips, but I guess I'll let this finish up and go from there. I had started the water at the same time I turned on the bacon and then ended up turning that off because it was obvious that that was going to be done way sooner. And then I'd end up with cold poached eggs by the time I had hash and bacon. So I think what I'll do is once I take the bacon out and get that on a plate of napkins to soak up some of the grease and get the hash and the sausage going, that's when I'll start the egg. We'll see how it works. That's the hardest part of doing all this, is trying to make it so that everything comes off at about the same time so that we're not eating in stages or eating something hot and something cold. We'll see how it works. Decided to add the new bacon, and as soon as I dropped them in there, still at a heat of 5, you can tell, right, the grease just started popping and spraying all over the place, making a big mess. So, lesson to myself is to cook all the bacon at once rather than do this if I want to end up with less of a giant mess at the end. All right, so I got the slow simmer going here. Might be simmering a little high. I'm going to drop that from 8 to 7. And this is where it gets difficult to film and cook at the same time. But I'm going to crack an egg open into this guy. This thing is huge. But we'll put the egg in there and then slide that on in and go ahead and make our poached egg. I added a little bit of vinegar, which I read said is supposed to help keep the whites together. We shall see. All right, we got the egg in there and some of the white floating around, so maybe the vinegar trick didn't work so great, but we'll see. And we'll spin that around and let that sit for about 4 minutes and poach up that egg. Meanwhile, over here, got that bacon finishing up, hash cooking in the bacon grease. Maybe I should have gotten rid of some of that grease before I dump the hash in there. It's just a small can of Hormel, nothing fancy. I'll let that crisp up some as it continues to splatter and make a giant mess. C'est la vie. Guess messes are unavoidable. Anyway, I'm going to get that bacon out of there. and add it to the bacon over here. All right, the egg is all happy, bouncing around in there, and it struck me that, you know what, I probably should have put a couple of eggs, maybe 2 at least, because I'm going to have 1 egg. I need more than that. I don't know, we'll see. And added some sausage to the pan there, spread out the hash to get it to crisp up a little faster, increase the heat slightly because it's already made a freaking mess, and I guess that can't be avoided, so might as well try to get that done faster. Excuse me, and going to try to get some more eggs going. Well, the poached egg looks nice. Unfortunately, I now have 1 egg. I got some done bacon. I'm not done over here yet. Plus, I used a little slotted spoon to get the egg out of there, and I got a little bit of water, so I don't know how you... I guess maybe I'll gotta let it drain next time. So I don't end up with a plate full of water. But anyway, got to get more eggs in there. All right, so we're plated up. We got our 2 poached eggs. The hash didn't really crisp up as well as I would have liked. And in fact, a good amount of it just kind of got stuck in the pan. There's my crispiness. So maybe I just didn't turn it over fast enough, which is probably because I was trying to do the egg and had to forget that. Anywho, and then of course now the bacon is cold, so didn't get the timing the way I would have liked, but is what it is. And I forgot toast. There's no toast. And man, there's nothing green. There's no vegetable in here at all. And everything was basically cooked in bacon grease. So not the healthiest thing in the world, but we'll make a vegetable smoothie after this. That way we'll get some veggies. I guess I should show how the poached eggs came out. I don't know, little overdone maybe. Let's see how this one goes. I like it a little bit runnier. Oh, there's a good one. Better one. Anywho, poached eggs came out nice. Bacon's cold, but still tastes like bacon. Sausages are good. I like them. And so all in all, went okay, I guess.